Welcome everybody to the Harriman City Council meeting. Today is June 7th, 2016. Start our meeting with a prayer by Councilman Wright. We'll follow that by pledging to the flag. Councilman Wright, will you oblige us with a prayer, please?
Yes, sir. Would you all join me? Heavenly Father, we give thanks for another time together and to conduct the affairs of our city. May your Spirit guide us as we conduct our business tonight. Heavenly Father, we ask for the courage and perseverance to face all the disturbing actions of those who cause us so much despair in our nation. For many, our nation seems to be on the brink of no return, but your word teaches that nothing is impossible with you. Though the times are crucial for us as individuals and as a people, Father, we can experience healing in the land if we return to your ways. Help us as Americans to stand for the values for which our forefathers fought and died. And may we as a nation find common goals and reasons to stand together. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here. Wayne Best. Here. Buddy Holly. Here. Kenyon B.
Here.
Ken Minott.
Here.
Lonnie Wright.
Here.
Included in everyone's packet is a copy of the minutes from the May 10th meeting. Is there a motion to approve those? Motion by Councilman Ayler, second. Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Ayler? Yes, sir. Councilman Holly. Anyone have any corrections, amendments, or deletion? The floor is open. Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor.
Yes.
Wayne Best.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Kenyon B.
Yes.
Ken Minott.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the salaries? Motion by Councilman Best, second. Second by Councilman Ayler. Councilman Best.
Motion.
Councilman Ayler.
Yes, sir.
Floor is open for questions or discussion. Call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor.
Yes.
Wayne Best.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Kenyon B.
Yes.
Ken Minott.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
This time we have delegations from the audience. If anyone would like to address council, you may do so at this time. If you would stand and state your name and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes to accommodate others that might like to speak.
For those who don't know me, my name is Earl King, my wife Anita. We are concerned in our neighborhood with a house that evidently the city of Harriman is now responsible for since they went for taxes. And the weeds are about this high, and we think that it ought to be cleaned up. Immediately, our immediate concern is that if there's a dead tree near our line, which is going to fall on our cars, it's not removed.
What's the address of the house?
It's the the number I don't know. It's the intersection of Barnett Circle and King Drive. And when it was a Taylor home.
Have we haven't purchased any houses, have we?
No.
The
I think that they're letting it go for taxes.
The county would have it. We'll contact the county executive and the county commissioners and see if they'll.
Well, we were trying to figure whom we would contact if it landed on top of our car.
The county.
It's a tree 80 foot tall, and the limbs couple have come off already. And I didn't know whom in the city to talk to, so.
The county owns it, Rome County.
County.
But we'll call them.
All right. And also, I'd like to ask, is there any possibility of our ever getting a pavement through our neighborhood? I've noticed there's paving being done on streets that don't seem to be as bad as ours is.
The Barnett on there, on the list. Did you see the list that we put in the paper? Was your street
I
on
didn't
there?
see that.
You know where it's located at?
Be near Unaka. Between Unaka and Margaret.
Okay, there it is.
Barnett Drive.
Circle.
Oh, so, I thought it was a deal, so, street running.
It's not on the list for this particular phase of the project.
Maybe on the next one.
Thank you.
It's on,
Maybe on the next one.
and the next one, and how long will that be?
Hopefully next year.
Next year? 61 years we paid for our own pavement, and it's circle. And since when it's been paved one time, and it's been lots of times, it was patched.
Nothing really's been paid in the last 30 years. We're trying to get caught up. We'll call the county though. If a tree falls, though, you can call us and we'll call them, or just,
There is not just that one dead tree, there is another big tree, where big limbs fell out into the street, and sometimes I drag them over on property. It needs to be taken care of. It's dangerous.
okay.
Thank you.
Still in our delegations. Being none, move on to old business. Councilman Wright,
No.
Councilman Minot. No, sir. Councilman Ayler.
No, sir.
Councilman Best.
No, sir.
Councilman Meek.
No, sir.
Councilman Holly.
No, sir.
Bill Young.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First, Mayor and Council, I'd like to introduce Tim Thacker. Some of our staff put together a intern program for a young person in high school so that they might come in and learn a lot about what utility work is. Tim's a rising senior in high school, and he's going to be with us this summer. He started yesterday, and this is his first city council meeting he's ever attended. He was very excited to come. I told him about 10 minutes I'd probably go away, but anyway, he's glad to be here. He'll also be attending some of our board meetings. But we're also glad to see young people get involved and you know, in our community and be a part of it. So we're glad he's here. I'll be real brief. I know you have a long agenda tonight, so I'll be brief on my report. Tennessee Regulatory Authority just recently came in and completed the full inspection of the gas system, and we received our notification that we have no violations again, so that's always good news. We opened bids on the CDBG grant, and the board will be meeting soon to award the bid on that. The low bidder came in within the parameters of the grant, which is always good news, so that work should be starting on the water line on Airport Road here in the next couple of months. We completed the project down at the water plant. There's a few punch list items left, but basically the water filter's back in service, and everything's been done there. And speaking of the water and inspections, the sanitary survey inspection is going on this week for the water system. So we're having that right now. And finally, on the electric side, you may have noticed we finally got the extended arms in for the street lights, the rest of the street lights there on Rome Street in front of Regions Bank. There was a delay on that because we found out the factory that produced those had a fire, so that slowed down the process of getting them. Anyway, they're up, and that work's completed. And we were also requested by Rome Transportation to reroute a line for them down Industrial Park at Cardiff, and we've completed that work, so be glad to answer any questions. Thank you.
Congratulations on the no violations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hopefully we don't bore you too bad, but well. Going to department reports, the fire department.
Only thing we have, Mayor, is the paper that I handed you, council. I think everybody got one, except Mr. Jones.
Thank you. Chief Idle.
The only thing is, we're getting ready for post salad, so it's gonna be pretty busy, and we also have some people ready for the cruise at the same time, so it's gonna be
Josh.
No, I don't have anything.
Rebecca?
I just have a few updates. We do have cruising again this Saturday, and it'll be 3 to 7 on Roan Street. And then we're going to have an August show. We're skipping July, and August is going to be in the morning, so hopefully it won't be as hot. It's going to be 8 to 11. Also, Poke Salad is this weekend, so everybody needs to go and support that. It's a good festival we have here in town, and they're going to have a few surprises this year. They're also having a fun train. And then Fruit Cobbler Festival is next month, July 23rd. And if anybody wants to go and vote, we're having a vote for the movie to be played at the end of the festival. Big Hero 6 is in the lead right now with 118 votes. I'm going to close voting at the end of the week. And then applications for vendors are open for Hooray for Harriman online. And we're meeting with EvoGov tomorrow with the website redesign. We're starting the kickoff of that, so hopefully that'll get underway pretty soon. And we also met with TDOT today discussing some of the interstate beautification requirements and permits that we'll need to get that done. So hopefully we'll get our exits looking good soon. That's all.
I'm glad you reminded me of that. I meant to tell everybody, we did meet with them today on that beautification, the permitting process and everything that we need to do to submit a plan for the use of that TPA money. And when, hopefully quickly now, the plan will come together in front of you all and go in front of them and happen pretty quick. Anything else? When did you say the cruising was?
Saturday.
This coming Saturday?
This coming Saturday,
And
yeah.
the Polk Festival is down Riverfront Park?
It's at Riverfront, yeah, but it's in the morning and it'll end at 4 and cruising starts at 3, so I think we'll have a little overlap. But I anticipate some of the crowd coming from Polk Salad and coming to the cruising.
Okay. Dr. Curley?
The only thing I have is we're getting an annual review by Moody's Investment Service for our bond rating. And I thought I'd give you a copy of the topics that I'll be discussing with them on Monday at 10:30. And you see the top here, you'd like to comment about, I'll be glad to take it.
Is that something that we can call in on from another location? And
Yep, it is. Conference call can be set up.
oh yeah, if you could send that to us, how to call in.
I will. It normally involves us here in my office with our, I guess, CLO usually.
They don't have it, but I could call from my office.
I'll check it soon.
Okay. They may have a passcode or something I can type in and get in.
What time is the call?
Pardon?
What time is the call?
10:30.
1:30.
Monday.
Monday, yeah. That's all I have.
Attorney report. Allison, do you have anything?
No.
Report from City Manager Kevin.
3 things to make sure you're aware of. First of all, we've gotten written approval now from the state to remove the old tennis courts at South Harriman. We, as of yesterday, put down about 7,122 tons of asphalt. Roughly that equates to about $520,000 that we've spent to date. So we're about 25% of the way through the paving project for this year. And that tonnage is running about 200,000 under what we had estimated. We included more in the project than what we had the budget for, thinking that we were going to be able to do a little better than the price estimates that we have.
If there's any money saved there, can we look at Barnett Circle? If there's any money saved, we can squeeze them in this year.
We'll see, but keep in mind there was about 2.5 on the list. I have about 2.1 available, so we'd have to save more than 400,000 before we actually start getting extra available to use. And then lastly, we've talked with with TDOT regarding the sidewalks around the South Harriman ball field facility. We've been able to trade out some of the sidewalk in some of the areas down there for a link to the ball field. So the sidewalks along the new 4-lane will, rather than coming down a few feet, terminating and not making their way all the way down to the ball field, will actually extend down to the ball field now, so that people will be able to walk along the highway and down into the park to the walking track, ball games and so forth. And that's at no cost to the city.
We had worthy of noting, we had a property owner that allowed us to exclude the sidewalks in front of his property so that we could have it there, so. Anything else? Any questions? Moving along to committee reports. There being none, if you don't mind, I'm sorry.
Farmers market started last Saturday, and will continue tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 6, and then again on Saturday from 8 to 1, and every Wednesday and Saturday thereafter through September. We like fresh fruits and vegetables. Come on down.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'll move item 12 up to the front. That way we can excuse some that are here that update from the Medieval Festival. No, I saw Lars. Yeah, Lars and Barry.
Yes, we just finished 3 weekends with the Tennessee Medieval Fair. It was our 4th event and our 2nd annual Tennessee Medieval Fair. This was our poster, but our billboards look very similar to this, all of our advertising. So in your packet, I just picked different pictures of jousting and folk dancing and children playing and Celtic music and street characters, and the second page, acrobats and sword fighting and trick shows and all kinds of musicians. So on the 3rd page is what I'll talk about. So on the good news, Lars and crew have improved the site. There's fewer stumps, more gravel, less mud, more grass. It looks really, really pretty out there. We had good weather the last 3 weekends. There were no rain days in Harriman, some in Knoxville, but none here. But the show quality was really good. People said that it's equal to or better than the big Ren fairs that were a small show with a big heart. We have more vendors this year, almost double. We had 40 versus 20. We have more street characters. Most of the street characters are local college students from the state of Pellissippi. We have good relationships with the major touring acts that also do all the major Ren fairs that also perform at our fair. The patrons seemed happy on Facebook. Our reviews are 4.6 out of 5, and that includes all of the 4 events that we've done. So that's really nice. Operations ran smoothly. There were no major issues, and any minor issues were handled quickly. We also have implemented more security checks and safety checks, so the money that comes in actually goes to the bank instead of walking away with some people. We definitely contributed to the local economy buying lumber, hiring contractors. About 150 people work the festival. That's the stage acts, that's the street characters, all the vendors, all of our staff. It's a big effort. Our advertising, we felt we had a good advertising plan last year, and then we just tried to do even better. We spent at least $22,000. We have a better understanding of who the patrons are. 86% of the people that came are adults, 14% are kids. It's a family show, but it's definitely aimed more towards adults. The people that ran our security and parking also kept track of the license plates, just as you did, Chief Fido. And they found that 92% of the cars were from Tennessee, 8 from out of state, and of that mostly from Florida and Virginia, but some as far away as New York and Alabama, so it was quite a range. And also, as far as the tags that were in Tennessee, most of them were from Knoxville, which we would expect to be pulled from people from Knoxville. As far as, I won't go in detail about the advertising, but we had billboards and newspaper and radio and magazines and online. I'd like to thank Rebecca and Kevin and Dudley, all the people and Mayor that supported and promoted the event. It really helps. We had in-studio interviews on TV, we had media come on-site, we had press releases that were featured in Chattanooga and Fairfield Glade and all over. And we had lots of handout and custom coasters and all the different promotions where we go live to places, schools, and Market Square. Now, as far as the unfortunate news for us was the bridge work that occurred between Kingston and Harriman. We felt that that really did keep people away, since most of the people coming from Knoxville. So fortunately, the timing cleared up by the last weekend, but not everybody knew that. So the attendance was down. We expected to do as well or better as last year with rain days, but we were down, and so that was a surprise. But we feel very good about the quality, we feel very good about the excitement. So that's why we like to meet with the city and just talk about what can we do better, how can we support what you're doing, just kind of continuously improve. Also, we're debriefing amongst our staff and working on a break-even analysis to see how close we came. The next event is the Tennessee Pirate Fest. That's on Columbus Day weekend, October 8th through the 10th. And then the third annual Tennessee Medieval Fair will be in May. So Lars has the sneak peek of the designs for the Tennessee Pirate Fest. Who doesn't like Pirates of the Caribbean? So that's kind of the same family friendly, but it says, Halloween without being Halloween, and children and women and adults all like to dress up as pirates. It's very easy. So we also asked, just as last year, since we charged $16.95 and $8.95, there was that nickel back and change. And so our tellers asked if the people would like to donate the nickel to the Boys and Girls Club of Harriman, since the mayor, you had asked us to support that. And so we raised, the patrons contributed and raised $295, and we rounded up to $300. So we just feel it's important, so we have a check for you.
I love that Nickelback.
That's right, like the band. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm so glad to hear you say the third annual is coming. So we'll keep you anxious to meet with you and see how we can help to keep you all here. So we're happy.
It's a big effort because it's really just Lars and me, and then we have like a part-time vendor coordinator. So people think, oh, you have a big staff. Well, we just staff up during the festival, but it's mainly us. So we just continue to try to improve, and we want to bless the community because we want to do everything the best that we can and have it be family-oriented and really fun. And that's our goal, is to contribute.
Yeah.
So thank you for supporting it.
Reggie, can you stand up, Reggie, and give us a brief update on Boys and Girls Club? I mean, you got with you.
Oh yeah, Boys and Girls Club just started our summer program May 31st. And we run through August 5th, and it runs 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it is probably our most our most number that we ever had. 75 kids is what we have going through there right now. And we don't turn any away. We offer them breakfast and lunch, and that's sponsored through the program over at the Midtown Elementary School. We picked that up, and we've had the football players that come down usually during lunch. So I have to gauge it right so the football players can get a chance after the practice to jump on that lunch, and they've been jumping on it. So that upped our numbers to like 75 or 85 for lunch. We're running 55, 60 for breakfast. We have kids all the way from K through 12, and let me tell you, they are just wild and rambunctious and ready to go. With me today, I've got my friend here. Well, actually, not my friend. This is my daughter, Diamond. Believe it or not, that's just tells me how young I am, I guess. But anyway, one of my teams that's working with me this year. And just so happy to have her here. She works great with the younger kids, and they just love them already. So that works great in hand. We have another Jensen, some of y'all, Jensen Long and Leona Long. Some of y'all may know them. They're fabulous. And Amanda Quick, and I hired another Erica Ray. So we've got just right amount for our ratio. So this is the first year where we may have to cap how many kids we have, which is a joy. Which means, the more money we get, the more kids we can get. Love them volunteers, though. This is the volunteer state, baby. So anytime you want, let that tie your hair's got on. Love it, baby. So anytime you come by and volunteer, or anytime you come by between 7 and 6, just to see what's going on. That's all I ask for you to do. Yeah. Just to see what we're doing, see if the kids are having fun. And it's all about safety. We're having a great time, and the kids pretty much the kids just go, you know, they do what they want to do as long as they got respect and attitude. That's what we're teaching them this year. A lot of mind, a lot of team building skills, and we do have some programs planned for them, whether they like it or not. They may not need to play basketball as much as they want to, but that's just the way it goes. You know, they're gonna cry sometimes, but I got K through 12, but they're all seem to be getting well. They're all getting along really well. You know, with that, you have some issues, but we deal with them on a case-by-case basis. Don't indeed. Yes, we do. But, yes, sir.
The Zeppelins brought a whole bunch of them on a walk today, and they came down in front of my house.
Oh, did
I was
you
out
see
in the
them?
front yard, and I got to see them and talk to a few of them
great.
and stuff, but they were really happy and having a great time. But
Yeah, we went to the Cumberland Park, the park up there. You know, speaking of, not that we're at the council meeting, just a couple things. It'd be great if they had a couple porta potties there, but then again, that's another thing. But that's because some of them cry. So I gotta go to the bathroom, so they gotta wait. But it was great. The playground there, they really like that, and it goes great over there, and we enjoy that. We got a library where we're going to start our library. We're working well with the library. The library works well with us, where we're going to walk down and do something every Wednesday at the library. We got a library program that's important. You know, the kids, you know, have as much fun as they want, but still we got to, you know, get some kind of knowledge, some kind of understanding, some kind of thing. I know they're not in school anymore, but still we want to, you know, keep them with that education and that learning factor going on 24/7. But it's really easy, $25 a week. You know, the kids are there, and we have a good time. And you know, I'm there. I got a great staff. I like the location, which brings me to one other thing, real quick. I know they were cutting around at the school, but down by the Boys and Girls Club. I mean, I weed eat myself. I have to. That's what I got to do. But the field that's right behind there, in front of where the school used to be, gets grown up a lot of it. And they don't cut it. I saw them cut it one time. I don't know if it's part of the school board or whatnot, but it's not cut now, and it gets kind of overrun. That's the only thing that I would, since I'm sitting here with all these wonderful people, probably make something happen. You know, that'd be great.
That's, again, we'll complain again, we complain every year, but that's a county school.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, you're right.
Well, we'll do it like we do every year. I wish, yeah, they need to do something different with that, but supporting that, and Boys and Girls Club of Roane County.
Yes, sir.
It's not just Harriman, it's Roane County, and we badly need to get one started in Kingston and another location in Rockwood as quick as we can. Supporting that and the medieval fair are two of the best things that we have done as a body as far as supporting, in my opinion. But if you have a check,
I do.
I think we have somebody that wants to take a picture.
Can we-
We're going to our third year too. Our third year, we got AC in our building now. Hallelujah, hallelujah. But
Should we just come behind you?
No,
Just hand it to him.
You asked us to be physical.
well,
I can just stand right there and.
We did the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Look at you.
Okay. I got my shirt tucked in.
Your mama's gonna need you.
Very nice.
yeah.
Hold on, Mayor. Got to get this TV. Hold on just a minute, Reggie. Come back over there.
Okay.
Look this way.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that would be good too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Again, I'll urge everybody to go down and just visit. Just visit between 7, just stick your head in and see how everything's going down there, because they could stand to have more volunteers. Okay, moving right along. Discuss and possibly approve a renewal on certificate of compliance for Laura's Liquor and Wine Store, 1034 South Rome Street, Harriman, Tennessee. The owner is Mr. Patel. Included in your packet is a copy from is a certificate of compliance. Chief Heidel, did you do a compliance check? Any issues? Any reason why we should not approve this? Is there a motion to approve the renewal? Motion by Councilman Ayler, second. Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Ayler, do you have anything?
Yes.
Councilman Holly. Floor is open for questions or discussion. Call roll, please.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Frank Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
Next item is discuss and possibly approve a renewal of employee health, vision, and dental insurance plans for fiscal year upcoming 2017. I know Kevin and some others have been working diligently on this, and they have a recommendation for us. Kevin?
As you know, we briefly discussed this during the workshop. I think staff is coming forward with a recommendation to renew the plan as we have today. But Sarah is here with us and has information that you may be interested in, and she can answer more in-depth questions than what I was able to answer in the workshop that we had.
Hi, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you all again. City of Harriman has been a cornerstone account for me since I moved here from St. Louis. And I'm just so thrilled because my memories are fond of Harriman when I was a kid. But going away and then coming back, sometimes it's difficult, you know, to regain that professional relationship. The good news, I mean, this is dandy news, and I don't know if this was shared during the workshop, but as some of you might recall, that decision to leave the state plan, it was kind of a spooky, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Well, in 6 years, the city of Harriman, if you compare what the city has paid out in premium to had they stayed with the state plan, in 6 years, we've saved over $1 million.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's working pretty good. This year, United Healthcare came in with a July 1 renewal of 7%. Well, that's not going to work because I knew the group was healthy based on our deductible reimbursements. Now, I can't see prescriptions, obviously, but I knew the core cost through deductible reimbursements was great. We paid out, I'm just going to round up to $8,000. I think we're right in that ballpark. 2 years ago, we paid out $25,000. Big difference. So this, whatever the employees are doing, they're doing a great job, and they need to be commended on that. I think we've got a lot of health awareness going on, not issued from us, but just in general, the attitude of health has improved greatly. So that $1 million, you all need to pat yourself on the back because that would have been money spent without you ever knowing about it. So you did the right thing, it's working well. That 7% renewal, we got it reduced to 3%. And then I took it out to bid to all the carriers. I did not hear back from Cigna. I'm still pursuing them just so we have some documentation. I don't know if I'll get a quote or not. But we really don't have a lot of carriers in our region. It was Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shield. We had Blue Cross before. We've never had Humana. And then United Healthcare River Valley. When I received all those quotes back, I then sent them back through to United and said, sharpen it one more time. They did not want to lose you as a client, which tells you we are a healthy group. And they made a little bit of money on us. The most they can make is about a 9% revenue. Can't say if they did or they didn't because we can't see the claims. But I knew we were doing well. We've got a long-standing relationship with our account rep who has now become a regional manager. So we always will have her in our pocket for me to call. I've known her for 20-something years. And we ended up with a 0% renewal. So frankly, we've got the same rates we had last year this time. Awesome, just great news. Humana came in with a lesser price plan, and it's on the spreadsheet here. The reason that we did not pursue that further is we would have network issues, a big difference in network. Benefits would be different, and the differential, Humana is being purchased by Aetna, or Humana's purchasing Aetna. There's one of those kind of business buyout deals. We would have been stuck with a lot of transition, and I'm not sure how happy we would have been with the service. Not at the local level, we've got great local reps, but with all that turmoil going on, it would be more difficult. So, that is the health plan. Questions on that? I will be meeting with the employees again, preparing their annual enrollment, seeing how that works out. I assume that the contributions by the city would remain the same as we've had them. I think that's 25% we pay towards the family costs, I'm pretty sure. Is that correct? I should have checked that. And then, of course, 100% of the employee costs. In my opinion, looking at other municipalities, City of Harriman's at the top. We may have people say that, oh no, that, you know, it costs too much. Then when they leave here, benefits aren't as good as this. And deductibles are higher, out-of-pocket costs are higher. So the City of Harriman has excellent benefits. I wish I had them. I keep thinking, how can I get on that plan? So, questions? I think we should keep the HRA exactly as it is. Employees reach out to me all the time. The fire department's great about calling me when they have a down. I don't hear much from the police department, so I assume they know. And the street department, those are my guys. I mean, I think I'm on their shoe phones or something. They call me all the time. The process in which I deliver an advice to pay back to Teresa for review and approval, that seems to be working just fine. It's very fluid. I don't charge for that service. That saves the city, I guess, about $2,800 a year, and I certainly don't mind performing that service on behalf of the city. So, questions?
We thank you for all your hard work, and it's working, it's paying off.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I did note, though, since it's on the agenda, we might want to address it. The dental plan, it renews in January, so we don't have anything to do on that. And on the vision plan, I think I might have missed that one. Either it renewed as is and I didn't get the renewal. It's been the same rates for a long time. I'm going to reach out to Blue Cross tomorrow and just confirm that they're the same rates. And if they're not, I'm going to tell them they need to keep them the same rates because I didn't get the renewal on that. And if there's a bump in the road there, I'll be on it like that.
Is there a motion to go ahead and accept the recommendation of Kevin and Sarah and the committee to renew the employee health, is it vision and dental plan?
Health and vision.
The health and vision plan, on the recommendation, the same as it was this previous year.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Best, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Best.
No, I'd just like to say thank you to both of you for working so hard on it.
My pleasure.
We enjoy the savings.
Yeah, I know. And this team to work with is such a delight. Very professional.
Councilman Holly.
Good job.
Floor is open for questions.
I think y'all need to pat yourself on the back with that $1 million savings because there are other in Rome County that aren't saving. I mean, that was a big bold step and it sure did work.
Well, the floor is still open for questions or discussion. There's a motion and a second to go ahead and renew with no changes from the previous year. Call the roll.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
Discuss and possibly approve the final reading of ordinance 0516-01 to amend section 11309 of the sign regulations within Harriman zoning ordinance. We had a workshop on this, a public hearing on this prior to this meeting, and there were no comments by the public. This passed first reading on May the 10th of this year. Public hearing was today. Public notice was given on May 27th. This is for the directional signs downtown that we've been working to try to help local businesses, which we got another one, by the way, downtown. That brings our total to about 33 to our ever-dying town. Motion to accept this. Motion by Councilman Minor. Second by Councilman Ayler. Councilman Minor. Councilman Ayler.
Yes, sir.
Floor is open for questions or discussion. How soon do you think we will be seeing these signs if this passes this point?
I'm not sure. The next step will be for us to get with the historic committee so that they can approve the design that we're going to use. And then once they approve it, we'll start taking orders from the businesses and figure out what locations we need to start with.
Okay. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
Discuss and possibly approve the renewal of the garbage collection contract. Currently, we use Waste Management, Waste Connections. We have for a long, long time. Kevin has been speaking with them and negotiating with them, and has actually helped us and negotiated us a slight decrease, which is a big deal. The service, in my opinion, is great, but I think the recommendation from Kevin is to go ahead and continue the contract, a 3-year contract, is that correct?
They've agreed to offer the decrease that you mentioned if we opt for either a 3-year or a 5-year contract. It'd be up to you as far as which length that you prefer to go with. Essentially, the terms would remain the same, and this would be a one-page amendment to our existing contract with Waste Connections, extending the term of the contract on out however many years you so choose.
Is there a motion to go ahead and renew for, do you recommend 3 or 5? I mean, can we see a price increase during this, if we do 3 years, can we see a price increase, or will it lock us?
We can see an increase, but it's capped to a CPI index not to exceed 3% per year. So you can see increases, but they are very limited as far as how much they can go up.
It would take about 3 years to get back to where we were with the decrease.
Is there a motion to go ahead and go with the 3-year contract then? Motion by Councilman Holly to sign a renewal for a 3-year contract with, is it Waste Connections or Waste Management? Waste Connections. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Best. Councilman Holly.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
Councilman Best. Floor is open for questions or discussion.
I agree with what was said earlier. I've only had good comments on Flash and Joey's work and helping people out that needed help to get their garbage even to the cans. So. Flash and Joey.
Yeah, I've never, I don't think in my 9 years ever had a complaint. It's the opposite. People call me. And the good thing is they associate them with the city, so we take the compliments.
They probably give them cookies at least once a week.
Yeah.
Maybe bakes.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
We're asking the board to reappoint, there's not a vacancy, but there's appointment coming up on the utility board, and generally, if the appointment wants to be, accepts a reappointment request, I ask the board to approve that reappointment request, and we're very lucky because Mike Dimyanovich has agreed to sit another term on the HUB board, and Mike brings a wealth of knowledge from Florida Power and Light, I believe, if I remember correctly, from when you originally told me. So is there a motion to approve Mike for another term for the HUB board, which would, I think it would be your second term?
Yes.
Yeah. Motion by Councilman Ayler, second by Councilman Minnet. Councilman Ayler.
Thank you for being willing to serve again, Mike.
Councilman Minnet.
He's always been an asset to our city, I think.
Floor is open for question or discussion.
You're correct. He's been an asset to the board.
Call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes. We're working our way down. We've got 3 items left. One of them discuss and approve emergency repairs made to the fire engine. Kevin?
I think you had copies of the invoices in your packet. I think fire department also brought some additional copies this evening in case you did not have one. These repairs have already been made. It was to one of the engines. We really didn't have a choice, but to make the repairs, we needed to have the engine in service. And they can go into more details as far as what all was done than I can if you have questions or want more information. But this was a situation where we had to do the repairs to get the apparatus back in service.
Motion by Councilman Best to accept and approve the repairs that were made to the fire engine, second by Councilman Wright. Councilman Best.
No, I'm just glad you got that fixed.
Councilman Wright,
No, sir.
the floor is open. Call roll.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
We have an emergency sewer situation at the pro shop at the golf course that desperately needs our attention, and Kevin has been attending to it, as well as Bill Lassiter. But we need some approvals for the repairs that have been made and are being made up there right now.
This was a similar situation where we actually thought the repairs would already be complete by the time we got to this meeting, but it's been kind of like, as we found the first issue, that was the first domino to fall. It began with some issues with termites at the clubhouse. In going to deal with that issue, they found the sewer leak. So then when the plumber came to do the sewer repair, there were spiders nested all in the area, so the plumber couldn't get in there until the spiders were killed. So hopefully the plumber will be there Thursday. He'll get that work done, and then we can actually treat for the termites, which is what started the entire process. We got quotes from 2 different plumbers. They are both estimates. We think it's going to be in the $2,000 range for the plumbing part of it. So we're asking for your approval for that expenditure.
Motion to approve that repair. Motion was made by Councilman Best and the second by Councilman Meade. Councilman Best.
No, sir.
Councilman Meade. Floor is open for questions or discussion.
Do they have money in the budget?
Well, I don't know if they're going to have this much money in their budget. They do have some money in their budget, but essentially, of course, generally, the revenues don't cover all of their expenditures. So if that's the case again this year, this would be just adding to that particular situation.
Take it out of the general fund?
Building and grounds, I would assume, or if it's there.
And then everywhere.
Building and grounds.
And every time we need to, it's not that much.
But we felt like, being a health type issue that we had to repair it regardless of whether the budgeted funds were there or not.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is, we do have funds.
We have funds. We may have to do a budget amendment to cover it, but we do have the funds.
Yeah, we fix it or we shut the pro shop down, pretty much.
They've actually, the restrooms have been closed for about a week and a half now, and they've got a porta potty out there that they've been using.
Any more questions? Call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly? Kenyon Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes.
Last item on the agenda is discuss and possibly approve the first reading of ordinance 0616-01, to amend the section 11309, part 3 of the zoning ordinance regarding political signs. This was included in your packet. Josh has actually been working on this. I had asked him to look at this a couple of months ago because this is one of those issues that we will be getting complaints on over the next month or two due to all of the campaign signs that are out. And it happens every 2 years. And once campaign season is over, the complaints go away. And so you know, let's do something about it now is kind of the mentality that we're taking. The part that would be changed is in your packet. I'll just read it real quick. Political campaign signs not exceeding 3 square feet in area are allowed in residentially zoned districts, and no more than 16 square feet are allowed in other zoning districts. No political sign shall be erected until 45 days before a city, state, or federal election, which also includes primaries. No sign shall be allowed on any city, state, federally owned properties, including but not limited to rights of way, utility poles, street signs. All signs shall be removed within 2 days after the election. No sign shall be placed in such a manner that impedes the sight, distance of vehicles or pedestrian traffic. That's the main meat of this change. That there was some discussion about some changes to this in our workshop before this meeting. So, is there a motion to accept this on first reading with some changes that might be, with some changes?
I'd make a motion with the following changes to section 8. That it changes the 3 square feet to 8, and 16, which is only allowed in the zoning district, changed to 32 square feet since it's not in residential area. Then also, as it reads, which also includes primaries, to change it to say which also includes early voting and primaries.
Right. That's a motion that's been made to accept this on first reading with those changes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Haber. Councilman Meade, back to you.
No, sir, I was on the changes I was looking at are just basically some of the signs we have meeting their square footage, and that's out there.
Do we want this to take effect earlier than January 1st? I know it can't take effect now, but can it take effect October 1st? That way it will, or because we have a federal election coming up.
That was, just for background, this, because this is a change in zoning ordinance, it did get a planning commission, and planning commission has recommended it to you all. That was discussed in length at the planning commission, and they felt like this whole election cycle was all sort of interconnected, and it would be cleaner to just make it take effect after all of these elections were completed for this year.
Okay. I think I asked that question out of order. Actually, Councilman Meade had the floor. Who made the second? Councilman Haber. Floor is open now for discussion. This is just first reading. We'll have second reading. Can't have it next week. Have to be the first week of July, along with the public hearing. The motion and second. Any more questions? Call the roll, please.
Chris Taylor?
Yes.
Wayne Best?
Yes.
Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Kenny Me?
Yes.
Ken Minnet?
Yes.
Lonnie Wright?
Yes. Farmers Market every Wednesday from 3 to 6, and every Saturday from 8 to 12. That's a real farmers market with real guidelines that these people are following, so it's not, you're assured that it is not vegetables and fruits that are bought at a grocery store and sitting up on the roadside. So it's pretty strict, isn't it, Councilman Minot, to be there?
And we follow the state of Tennessee guidelines. If you don't grow it, you don't sell it.
And y'all go out and check the gardens and everything, make sure. So go check out the farmers market, support them. Also, Polk Salad Festival is this weekend at Riverfront Park, Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon, downtown Harriman is the cruise in. No doubt we've got more going on here in Harriman than anybody else in the county, no doubt. And on top of all that, be sure to shop Harriman, shop Rome County. Is there a motion to adjourn?